Thomas and the Stinky Cheese. The island of Sodor is beautiful all year round. In the summer, the hedges are full of brightly colored birds. The fields are full of animals, and the smell of wildflowers fills the air. Thomas was at the coaling plant. He was shunting freight cars with Diesel, Harry, and Bert. Thomas didn't like working with diesel engines, and the diesel engines didn't like working with Thomas. The problem with working with steamies is that they are much too stinky. And Thomas is the most stinky steamy ever. Diesel, Harry, and Bert laughed and laughed. It's not steamies who are stinky, Thomas puffed crossly. It's the diesels. Just then, Sir Topham had arrived at the yard. Thomas, I need you to go to the dairy. There is a delivery waiting for you there. Thomas was happy to be away from the diesels. He was pleased to be going to the dairy. Maybe I will be taking cream to the chocolate factory, he tooted. But when Thomas arrived at the dairy, his freight cars were full of stinky cheese. Yuck, huffed Thomas. That's the stinkiest cheese I have ever smelled. You must take it to the docks before the ship leaves, said the dairy foreman. Thomas buffered up. Then he puffed to the docks with the stinky cheese. Past my buffers, said Thomas. Everyone will smell this cheese for miles. Thomas saw Diesel waiting at a junction. Oh no, moaned Thomas. If Diesel smells how stinky I am, he'll tell everyone that I really am the stinkiest engine on Sodor. And I don't want everyone to think I'm stinky, he puffed. Thomas backed quickly along the track. Thomas, stop, the signalman called. If you go that way, you'll be late. But Thomas had already gone. Raced through the countryside. No one will smell how stinky I am now, he chuffed. But then, Thomas saw Harry waiting in a siding. Oh no, it's Harry, moaned Thomas. I can't let him smell how stinky I am. So Thomas backed quickly away and turned left at the next junction. Next, Thomas saw Bert. So this time he turned right. Wherever I go, there are diesel engines, chuffed Thomas. Thomas puffed backwards and forwards across the island. He wanted to stay away from Diesel, Harry, and Bert. But then there was trouble. Oh no, groaned Thomas. I'm back at the dairy, right where I started. Suddenly, Thomas saw Harry rumbling towards him. Thomas backed away as fast as he could. But he didn't see Bert pulling up behind him. Thomas bumped into Bert, and the stinky cheese shot into the air and splattered down all over Thomas, Bert, and Harry. Now we're really stinky, moaned Harry. The most stinky engines ever, groaned Bert. Harry and Bert rushed straight to the washdown. Thomas wanted to go to the washdown too, but Thomas's cheese was all over the track. What am I going to do? He puffed sadly. Then the dairy foreman arrived. Thomas, There is another cheese load ready at the dairy. But you'll have to puff quickly, said the foreman. The boat is waiting for you. Soon, Thomas was racing to the docks with a new delivery of cheese. Thomas could smell the stinky cheese. Phew, he wished. But he knew he had to carry on. Must get to the docks, he chuffed. Oh, yeah, what a smelly delivery, wished James as he passed. Even though his friends could smell the stinky cheese, Thomas chuffed on. When he arrived at the docks, Diesel was there being unloaded.
Hey, you really are the stinkiest steam engine on Sodor, Thomas,
he oiled. Thomas has brought the stinky cheese, cheered the dock workers. Well done, Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt. Sodor cheese is famous for being really stinky. And this is the most stinky Sodor cheese I have ever smelled. You are a really useful engine. Thank you, sir, puffed Thomas. Now go to the washdown, added Sir Topham Hatt. Just then, Harry and Bert arrived at the docks. They were shiny, clean, and fresh from the washdown. Diesel, Harry, and Bert, boomed Sir Topham Hatt. Now you can shunt the stinky cheese. Oh, no, groaned Harry, Diesel, and Bert. Hee-hew, puffed Thomas. What a stink!